Nyam Nyam introduces you to their bubble wrap honeybee cake. So fun and easy to make. First, you're going to get your vanilla cake, slice off the top and cut it in half. We're going to put some buttercream icing on there and layer and a drizzle of honey, layering it like so. Some more buttercream. You might need a couple of cakes for this one. Another drizzle of honey, so we can just keep piling on the drizzly gorgeousness. Smoothing it out with a spatula, covering the outside of the cake with buttercream icing. Now, time for our melted white chocolate. We're going to add some yellow food colouring, stir that in. Lovely. We're going to pour that onto, yes, that's right, some bubble wrap. Spreading it out with a spatula. This bit could get a bit messy, but it is fun. We're going to wrap that around our cake and snip off the excess. Now once it's set, we can take the bubble wrap off. And you have a beautiful honeycomb pattern. Break off a few bits, make it look a little bit more authentic. Now, time for our fondant icing decoration. We're going to make a bee, or maybe lots of bees, using yellow, rolling that into an oval shape, and white, and a little bit of black. Using a rolling pin to flatten out our white fondant icing. Then we're going to use a cutter to cut out a small circle from that, which we will then cut in half. Joining the two ends of those together. We've done that twice and we've got our wings. Now, time for our stripes. So roll our black fondant icing into a very thin sausage shape and cut that in half. Using a bit of water, we're going to wrap those around the body and stick them on one by one. Stick on the wings too. Don't forget some eyes. Ah, cute. So we can make several of those using wires to stick them into our cake, and a few flower heads there. Of course. A few around the edge, and there you have it. A wonderful bubble wrap honey bee cake. Beautiful. This will get you buzzing in the kitchen. Absolutely bee-tastic. Are you ready to get candy-licious with this absolutely fantastic candy lollipop cake? Nyam Nyam will show you how. It's super easy. All you need is some chocolate cake and some black buttercream icing. We are going to layer it like so. Ooh, this looks delicious already. Let's use 3 layers. And load it up with buttercream icing. Let's cover the entire outside. Ooh, yes, lashings of it. Smoothing it over, as always, to create a nice smooth base for your decoration. And the top. Right, here comes the fun part. While that's chilling, we are going to melt some white chocolate and add food colouring. You'll do this several times in a few different bowls, creating all the different colours that you like, colours of the rainbow. Now use a paintbrush to just splash it all over the cake. Yellow, purple, pink, green, whatever colour you fancy. Get the kids involved. They are going to absolutely love making this cake. Add on your chopped up candy on top and some lollipops. Of course, you can add any candy or chocolate that you like. Oh my goodness, this definitely looks like something that Willy Wonka would make, don't you think? So much fun. And you get to eat it too? No way. Amazing! Lollipop-tastic. For these 3 fantastic and super easy recipes, all you need is some butter whisked up in a mixing bowl. Once that's nice and softened, we're going to add some cake flour, pouring it in there, adding in a bit at a time, and putting the whisk on a low speed if you're using an electric whisk, so as not to make too much of a mess. Time to add a splash of milk, using a small jug and some mint extract. That will give it a lovely fresh minty flavour, and ready to whisk away. Yummy. Once that's all mixed together, we add green food colouring. Nice generous helping of that. So if it tastes like mint, it's going to look like mint too. Perfect. Time to grate in some milk chocolate. Yes, that's right, get a big old bar of milk chocolate. We're using Lindt, but you can use any brand you like. And just grate that in through a small grater. If you love chocolate as much as I do, then you can be generous. Delicious. Stir it in so it's evenly mixed up. No need to use a whisk this time. All you need is a spatula and some love. Now we're going to put that in a food piping bag with a serrated edge nozzle, ready to decorate our cake. Our delicious chocolate cake. Here's one we made earlier, or you could buy it from the store. Now with a big knife, slice it in half and add your chocolate mint buttercream icing in between the layers. Mint chocolate, my favourite. Covering the entire outside of the cake as well and smoothing it over using a plastic sheet. A few spirally squirts of buttercream chocolate mint on top round the edge, and stick in some mint chocolate there. You can use After Eights or any mint chocolate you desire. Yummy milk chocolate with a minty middle, and pouring in some chocolate ganache for a little pool in the middle. Look at that. Delicious. For our next recipe, we're going to get some Oreo cookies and stick them in a blender. Crush those up. Now, that goes into a mixing bowl. Next, we add some melted butter, just enough to help the pieces stick together. Mix it well, making sure all the cookie crumbs are completely coated in melted butter. And once that's ready, it's going to go into a baking tray. Spooning it in there. Looks yummy already. Just pressing it down a little bit, spreading it out to fill our tray, and using the bottom of a glass to squish it down so that it comes up around the sides as well, forming a border. Time to chill. Now, get some dark chocolate buttons and pour some whipping cream on that. Stick that in the microwave to melt. Now our Oreo tart base is ready. We're pouring on our chocolate ganache mixture. It was so easy to make, just dark chocolate and some whipping cream. Couldn't get much easier than that, could you? That looks absolutely gorgeous. Now we're going to just spread that out evenly using a spoon and a flat knife or spatula to smooth it over. There. And time to stick on our Oreo cookie halves. And how about a few chocolate chips in between? Filling in the gaps. Yum! Wouldn't mind a bite of that. Right, for our third and final recipe, we're going to melt some dark chocolate, and we're going to stick that into a food piping bag and drizzle it onto some baking paper, lengthways doing a zigzag pattern, and then horizontally going across that. And then some swirls on top of that. So just lathering it on there. Right, now when that's done, we're going to put it aside to set. Meanwhile, get our vanilla cake and slice it in half. If you have time to make one yourself, it's super easy, and if not, you can buy it pre-made from the store. Now we're adding some white buttercream icing on there, layering it up and coating the outside of the cake. Smoothing it over with a plastic sheet. Ready to decorate. We're going to add our chocolate fence around the edge of that. Once that's stuck down, we can remove the baking paper. Look at that beautiful effect, using buttercream to make a sun pattern on top of the cake. And then some strawberry halves go in the middle to form a strawberry bowl, and some raspberries around the outer edge. Nice different shades of red and pink we've got going on there against the white and the chocolate. Add some more berries in the middle, some blueberries and some more raspberries into our strawberry bowl. Brilliant. And there you have it. Professional looking cakes in minutes. Why not have a crack at this very cool looking piece of art? I mean cake. Start with some white chocolate buttons and melt them. Add yellow food colouring and give it a stir. We are going to spoon that onto some baking paper, making our leaf-like shapes. How artistic is that? Chill that, let it set, and then carefully peel them off. Get your vanilla cake, pre-made or bought from the store, and layer it with buttercream icing. Nice thick layers. Let's do 3 layers and coat the entire outside with more buttercream icing. Use a spinning plate to make it easier and a food piping bag, and then just smooth it all out, creating a nice smooth surface ready to decorate with your set white chocolate pieces. Stick them on as you wish, creating a feather-like pattern. As you can see, we've done the same as we did with the yellow food colouring with all different colours, melting that white chocolate, colouring it as desired, letting it set, and then here you go. You can make a masterpiece. Very little effort involved. Stick on a few macarons. These multicolours look absolutely fantastic and vibrant against the white buttercream icing. Can you believe how easy that was? Oh my gosh, it looks so delicious too. Ooh, which bit shall I eat first? Are you nuts about donuts? Then this donut cake is for you. Covered in pink and pink inside too. All you need is 430 grams of cake mix in a mixing bowl with 3 eggs. 300 millilitres of milk go into that, and we whisk it up using an electric whisk to make it faster. Once that's ready, we're going to pour it into our bunned cake tin mould. Of course, this is to give us our donut shape. So that goes in the oven to bake at 170 degrees for 30 minutes. Rising perfectly. And once it's ready, we take it out of the oven and we're going to slice it in half. Next, we're using a spoon and scooping out the inside so as to create a kind of moat effect around our donut. Removing the crumbs, we're going to add our white chocolate ganache, which we have coloured bright pink on the inside. That way you get a nice surprise when you cut into it. So we're going to cover the outside of our donut with brown buttercream icing, nice chocolatey colour. Cover every part of it, and then pink fondant icing. Brush a bit of water on that, ready to stick on our rainbow sprinkles. And there you have it, a giant donut cake. Gorgeous, luscious pink with rainbow sprinkles, a feast for the eyes. Bright and colourful with a super gooey, surprisingly pink inside. Yummy! Why not inject a little bit of colour into your life with this fantastic rainbow cake? Ooh, look at that! Very easy to make. You just need a little bit of patience and lots of food colouring. Starting with our basic vanilla cake and then layering it up with buttercream icing. You'll have to get several cakes here and colour each one with different food colouring. Slice them up and you could layer them as you like with whatever colours you like, with buttercream icing in between each layer. We're using plain white buttercream icing because it looks great between the bright coloured layers. Piping it on with ease. Use your favourite colours, alternate 2 colours if you like. We're going for a different colour for each layer because it looks amazing. A little bit more effort required, but it really does look good. So we're now piping on more buttercream icing to cover the entire outside of the cake, smoothing it over. You can use a spinning plate if you want to make it easier to do that. Also, smoothing out the top area. Ready to decorate. Use a round cookie cutter to make an indent of a circle. And then, using food piping bags, we're going to just pipe on buttercream icing of varying colours over half of that circle to make a rainbow. Using that indent made with a cookie cutter just helps you to keep a nice, neat semicircle shape, but you don't have to use it. It also helps you to mark out where you want to put your rainbows. And what do we find at the end of our rainbows? Marshmallows, of course! And if you don't want marshmallows, you could use other things. You could use jelly beans, Smarties, take your pick. And then for finishing touches, some buttercream icing on top. Rainbow buttercream icing splodged on top with a pile of marshmallows in the middle. Slice it up and there you have it. An absolutely perfect rainbow cake. Delicious. If you're artistic and creative and love chocolate, you have got to try this gorgeous chocolate faulty line cake. Oh my goodness. Start with your basic chocolate cake and we are going to layer it filled with buttercream icing. Using a food piping bag for ease to just pipe it on top of each layer. Keep going as much as you like. We're doing 3 layers. Using a spinning plate, we can just easily pipe on the rest of the buttercream icing around the outside and then use a flat knife or spatula to smooth it all over. Ready to decorate with your chocolate. We're using Merci chocolates and Maltesers. You can of course use any chocolate bars or pieces of chocolate that you like. Stick them on. Then add some more chocolate buttercream beneath and above and smooth it over. On top as well, because we're going to decorate the top with, yes that's right, more chocolate buttercream. We are piping it on with a serrated edge nozzle to create a beautiful effect and adding a chocolate on top of each. And there you have it. Fit for a queen, or maybe a princess, or a prince, or even a king. Who knows? I think I'll just eat it all myself. Do you love chocolate cake? Well, you've got to check out this really cool Pull Me Up chocolate cake decoration hack by Nyam Nyam. All you need is your basic chocolate cake. You can buy it from the store or pre-make it. Just slice it in half and fill it with buttercream icing. We're using chocolate buttercream icing, of course. Then we cover the top in buttercream icing. And even all the way around the side. Why not? Let's go all in. Of course, it doesn't have to be chocolate. It can be to your liking. Once that's smoothed over, we chill it. And now comes the fun part. Let's make the chocolate ganache using dark chocolate melted in hot whipped cream. Ooh, delicious. It's very easy to make chocolate ganache and it's going to look so cool. After we've put our plastic sheet around our set cake, we can pour on the chocolate ganache. And that plastic sheet just keeps it all in place for now, so we can add our sprinkles or whatever decoration you really want to add. We're adding some gold powder too. Gently lift off the plastic sheet and let it drip down the sides. Oh my goodness, that looks chocolicious. Can you believe how super easy it is to make a very professional looking cake? You could even try this with mini chocolate cakes or cupcakes. That would be cool too, but just look at this. Almost too good to eat. Go on, I know you want to. Fancy trying something a bit different? Then why not try Nyam Nyam's rock candy cake decoration hack? It looks really interesting, doesn't it? You start by melting some rock candy in a little bit of water, heating gently on the stove. Give it a stir until all the rock candy has melted and you've got a kind of paste. Add your blue food colouring. Then we pour that out onto some baking paper. And we leave that to set. Smash it up with your fist. That's the fun part. Next, get your vanilla cake and start layering it with blue buttercream icing. Of course, if you have a favourite colour, you can change it. How about purple? Smooth that over so there's no excess sticking out. And then cover the outside with pink buttercream icing. Blue, purple and pink. This is our main colour combination, but you can use your favourite colours, whatever you like. Once that is all nicely smoothed over, we can add on some decoration. We're using more buttercream icing, purple and blue, to just add dashes of it around the outside like so. Now smooth that over, removing the excess, and you create a kind of marble effect. Start sticking on your rock candy, using these blue pebble-like shapes, all the way from the bottom to the top, up the side, and along the top, creating a kind of rock candy waterfall. And then add in your larger shards. It looks kind of like glass or ice. If you have a child that loves the movie Frozen, you could try something like this. It does look like ice, so you could stick to a blue icy effect and it would look fantastic. I'm sure Elsa would just love to be there too. A fantastic work of art, which I'm sure tastes fantastic too. Wow. Why not try it? Go on. If you want to show your love of the ocean through a cake, then this shell cake is the perfect design for you. It looks really good, doesn't it? Okay, all you need is some silicone mould. Use fondant icing to create your decorations. These are going to be stuck on the cake at the end. Do you know what's really great for this as well? Play-Doh moulds, or even those moulds that you get with that kid's kinetic sand. Of course, you'll have to make sure it's clean before you use it for food. But look, you get fantastic shell shapes. Now get your blue coloured cake and add on some buttercream icing. Just pipe it on there. Layer it with a vanilla cake which has not been coloured. And then once again with the blue cake. You could do it all blue if you want, or just keep it simple and plain vanilla, even chocolate. But the main thing is the outside, we are going to coat it in blue buttercream icing, creating our ocean effect. Smooth it over. Unless you want it to look like waves, that is. Ready to get creative. Bring out the artist in you by creating the effect of sand by using crushed biscuits. Digestive biscuits are really great for this. Put it all around the bottom and cover half of the top with it as well. Now stick on your fondant seashells. If you don't really fancy using fondant icing, you could also use melted white chocolate coloured with different food colourings to create your shells. Just pour in the melted chocolate to the mould and then let it set. So we're creating a kind of line from the bottom to the top, going all the way along the fake sand edge. There. Now it's time to add on your pearl sprinkles. We're using tweezers to carefully place each individual pearl. Look at that work of art. Brilliant! And there you have it, a gorgeous shell cake. Almost too good to eat. I said almost. Perfect for a themed birthday party or even a summer event. Amazing! Want a little taste of heaven?